There was this really interesting Reddit post on our Canucks that goes over a topic that I kind of wanted to explore a little bit here. I'll leave a link in the description to the Reddit post that I am referring to, but let's talk about scoring in the bottom six. Because last night, in the Vancouver Canucks 3-2 loss against the Edmonton Oilers, the video recap I uploaded goes over what I think is a bad bottom six. And in terms of the way that everything was played out, even taking a look at the Corsi and all that stuff, everything was so poor for the guys in our bottom six, and for the most part, our top six was pretty darn good. We noted the first line, Ferland, Pettersson, Besser, they looked pretty good out there. We noted the second line, Bo, Pearson, and Miller. Awesome, especially Tanner Pearson, the guy who had 11 shots on goal. Things were pretty good. But that bottom six is really where things kind of started to falter a little bit, and that was really evident in the way that we played. So what this Reddit post brings up that I'm talking about here is the idea of having a complete other scoring line in the bottom six. Yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? I forgot. Sleep deprived, right? We talked about how Travis Green's perspective was that they didn't want skilled guys playing in the bottom six because the bottom six is for the bottom six. The bottom six is where you have bottom six guys who can do bottom six things and do bottom six hockey, and the skill guys are the guys who belong in the top six. Now, that's a philosophy that you can argue is good or bad, whatever it is you please, but one thing is for sure, there might have been a different outcome in that game if we just had another scoring line. And by that, I mean, hey, what about having, instead of Schaller, Eriksson, and Beagle as a fourth line, move the third line of what we had with Sutter and Virtanen and Leivo, maybe move that to the fourth line. What if we had a third line of Baertschi, Gaudette, and Goldobin? What if? That's a skilled line. That's a scoring line. We talked about Gaudette and yesterday how he didn't play in the opening night roster despite fighting tooth and nail to making this hockey team. What if the Vancouver Canucks rolled with 3 scoring lines and had a top 9 of scoring and skilled guys? Leave the bottom 6 guys onto the last line. What if we just went with that? One may wonder, would there have been a different outcome to last night's game? And I know I'm kind of overreacting a little bit. This is me saying, yeah, I'm making an entire video regarding one idea that contradicts how we played one game last night. And sure, there could be flaws in that, but assuming Travis Green goes with this same philosophy going forward throughout the next 81 games, the thing is, our bottom 6 is not good enough. We saw that last night. We've had a really good bottom 6 in the past. Back when we had the Tortorella year, I remember there was a really good time where Matthias and Richardson and all those guys in the bottom 6 were great. And sure, if our bottom 6 now can play like that bottom 6 then there wouldn't be any problems. But the Corsi, the game last night, everything hints at the contrary. Guys like Eriksson and Beagle made this opening night roster instead of Gaudette. Sutter is the guy who gave away McDavid for that game-winning goal at the end. This bottom 6 had a bad performance last night, and one may wonder if we just had another scoring line, how would things have played out? Because I'll tell you, let's go over each of the bottom 6. Virtanen, a lot of people in my comments were like, what the heck, Virtanen was playing? I didn't even notice him. Josh Leivo, sure, he was on the power play. Sure, he was in the bumper spot. But a lot of Leivo's passes were not necessarily great on the power play. A lot of giveaways on that guy's stick. As for Schaller, some people are really high on Schaller. I personally didn't see him all too much. Eriksson, he's the guy who was going to receive the pass from Sutter when McDavid got the goal. Sutter, oh my goodness, yeah, you know what I'm thinking about with Sutter. Jay Beagle is a guy who could have had a breakaway in the first period, but he decided to clear it and dump it into the zone. The bottom 6 just wasn't good last night. And sure, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's one game out of 81. They can be better. They probably should be better. But if they're not better, I would really much rather explore the idea of having another line of scoring guys. Guys who can actually produce offense. Baertschi, Gaudette, and Goldobin. Hey, maybe even throw Leivo or Virtanen onto that right wing spot if you're not comfortable with Goldobin. But we had some really good chemistry with Sven Baertschi and Adam Gaudette in the preseason. Behind the back passes, goals, tap-in, backdoor plays. That happened in the preseason. And it's kind of what helped Adam Gaudette make this team. Sure, I like seeing Gaudette on the roster, but not in the press box spot. When a guy like Eriksson or Sutter is on the main lineup instead of Gaudette. Because I'll tell you what, have Gaudette in any of those positions, and the Vancouver Canucks probably find a way to shut that game down. Sure, Sutter and Eriksson are pretty okay on the penalty kill, but that's the game that Gaudette was mentored to play too. He's a two-way guy, he's not all offense. Seriously. Maybe I'm just being too harsh on the coaching staff, and maybe I'm just implementing my own thoughts and ideas onto this hockey team that I so eagerly love. Maybe it's my sleep depravity coming out and getting the worst out of me here. But I would be lying if I said that I'm probably in the minority of thought here. I said it once and I'll say it again. These three players that I have here, Baertschi, Gaudette, and Goldobin, just these three. One of them in the press box, two of them in Utica. Well, they're not in Utica yet. They're sorting out their immigration papers, so they're not actually there entirely. Sven Baertschi to me is a 20-goal scorer. He's a 40-point winger in this league when he plays all 82, and when he's healthy, he's skilled. He's a guy that got better as the years went on after a tough start in Calgary. Nikolay Goldobin is a guy who probably has 30 to 40 assist potential in this league if he plays everything else right. Play him in the offensive zone, he's snake-bitten, then everything kind of goes away. But Goldobin still has an opportunity here. And frankly, I understand if people don't really want to see Goldobin anymore because we kind of saw with Goldobin in the preseason he wasn't all too great. But I know some people still do believe in the potential, believe in the offensive skill, believe in the passing, believe in the creativity that Goldobin has. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm one of them, which is why I said you could probably interchange that spot with a Leivo or a Virtanen, but Goldobin probably is better offensively than a guy like Sutter. Just saying. And then Adam Gaudette. You don't need me to tell you how good Gaudette has been. This is a guy who's just a year removed from winning the Hobey Baker in the NCAA, being the best player over there and a great season for prospects for the Canucks. And he had a tough start in his pro career. The Utica Comets weren't great to him, neither were the Vancouver Canucks, but his offseason and his preseason were so good that you can't ignore the legit middle six potential Adam Gaudette has. If it wasn't for the Canucks having Pettersson and Horvat already, I'm pretty sure Gaudette would be a top 6 projected prospect 5, 6, 7 years down the line. He's that good. And you can play this guy on the right wing too if you wanted. Have him as a center, and he's a guy who exhibits that two-way game. As I said, he can do the two-way game. He can play the bottom 6 game while also chipping in offense. So, to me, sure, Travis Green is giving the tough love by saying, yeah, you're sitting game 1. But still, it doesn't regress the amount of frustration I have when I look at a guy like Eriksson or a guy like Sutter, who aren't really doing all too much out there. In fact, they're kind of doing the opposite, and seeing that Gaudette got sat in place of those guys. Now again, sleep deprived. It's 1 game out of 81. Maybe I am just overreacting, but oh well. Oh well. So, I want to hear your opinions on this as well. What do you think about having another scoring line up there? What do you think of things going forward as they have been, assuming the lines stay the same? I gotta go over to marketing class. Yeah, I'm at school right now. I had to get up quite early to get over here. Luckily, carpooling exists, and we were able to get a shared car ride here. But yeah, I'm going over to class right now. Hope you enjoyed this video. So that's 9, and bye.